Hello, my friends. This is your Happystamperlady, Rachel Markin, helping the creative you shine through. Welcome to an Over the Moon Stampin' Up video. I'm super excited to show you this little gem of a card that I think that you're going to love. So let's very quickly go to my Facebook page. On here we do games and I post pictures of the things that I've made, and I can definitely be more interactive. Thank you for those who have subscribed on YouTube. Hop on over to Facebook and vice versa. If you're on Facebook but have not subscribed to YouTube, hop on over to YouTube and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. This is the demonstrator website. You can order here at any time. And of course, my friends, hello. I will gladly help you if you have any questions or you're trying to figure out what will work best for you. We've got some exciting new things coming up. Watching this month in July, I can pre-order the mini holiday catalog is getting ready to come out, and we're going to do another celebration in August. So got some exciting things coming up, so watch. Right now I'll be able to do show you things that I myself have pre-ordered, and I can show you fronts of catalogs. So be watching for that to happen. Happy 4th of July. I hope you had a great weekend and were able to find some time to celebrate with your family and friends, and to realize that we have our freedom because of those who have gone, who fight the battle for us and bring us our freedom that we can enjoy these weekends. So I am going to go over this Quiet Meadow today. It is on page 110 of the annual catalog. And again, if you do not have a catalog and you order $50 from me, you get a catalog. I will send you a catalog very happily. So I want to go over this Quiet Meadow today and make a silhouette card, because I think that this bundle can get missed, and it's really extraordinary bundle. So that's what we're going to use today, and that is the only thing we're going to use today. So here we are with our magic box. Super exciting. Thank you for those who are joining me. If you're joining me for the first time, magic box is something that I came up with. The idea is to have everything in one place, so I have all my supplies together so that I can sit and create, and I like to do kind of assembly line. Magic box empty. So with the assembly line idea, I like to have everything in one place, and then I can kind of put all of my things together. So a couple things that we want to talk about today. So this is the Quiet Meadow stamp set. Really beautiful, kind of unassuming. I think that it could get missed. You could be like, oh yeah, that's cute. But just like the beautiful background and the beautiful look of this stamp set. The words are really pretty. You're too kind, thinking of you, love. Heartfelt, loving, caring thoughts are with you. Really pretty. Then, if you get it as a bundle, you get these amazing silhouette dies that are like all kinds of flowers, that have all these different looks, plus a couple of tags, plus a couple of butterflies. Really steps it up. So today what we're going to do is we're going to use these and step it up. So when I talk about dies, I'm going to start that direction first before we kind of go into making the card. I'm going to start that direction just to kind of help you understand. I have some Sew Not Wet videos for the cut and emboss machine, so make sure you go back and check those out. Sew Not Wet videos. We also have a mini cut and emboss machine. First of all, hello to the cuteness. And it's half the price, so it's $60. It works equally as well, but there are some things in the catalog that will not fit into the mini, and it is marked. So on the pages it says mini if it fits into the mini. Now this one, what is perfect about the mini is that if you're someone who knows you want to do a little bit of die cuts, but you're not necessarily in the long haul, you don't want to make that big expense, $60. It comes with all the plates, and you just use it over and over and over again. Super brilliant. And the plates are marked 1, 2, so your 2 little plates are marked. So this mouth is 3 inches wide, and the big cut and emboss is 6 inches. So there's the difference. I mean, double the size. So all you do for this one, and this is black paper for our silhouette today. I just want to show you real quick how simple this is. So with your die cuts have, oh yeah, you can see this real well. They have blades. Those are actually blades that are going to cut into your paper. So you put a plate down. Now what I did find with the mini is that the number with the plate sloping down works the best. To make it super easily slide through. So you have you have a plate, you have paper, you put your little guy on here. Now, the truth is you can put more than one. So I'm just showing you how this works, but you can easily put a couple of little guys on there at one time. You can even put, I think, a little butterfly. So you can fit several things as long as it fits on your 3-inch paper. That's really what you're going for. Today I'm using black for a reason. You will see. And then I go back, see that number 2 again, and I like that little lippy to go in to the machine and go down and hold it in place, and then you're gonna run it through your machine. Okay, now I'm all like wiggle 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 with my paper, so that's all you do is run it through your machine. Now I wanted to show you that because it's super easy. And it allows you to kind of step up your projects. So this is an over the moon project today because we're using die cuts, but it's actually a super simple project. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of go over that with you if you've never seen a cotton boss before, and maybe you haven't seen the mini. Maybe you feel like, oh, I don't want to do $120 worth of purchase, but 60 seems nice and will allow me to have some options. Okay, so there you go. So when that happens, when you run it through, you're going to have all of these amazing silhouettes. So this is all your beautiful little extra pieces. Look how pretty they are just in the black. So this is kind of a different take on how to use these die cuts, because you might not necessarily think about black. Like, why are you doing them black? Well, wait till you see. Super beautiful. Okay, so that's what happens. The magic of video. I have cut out a whole bunch of die cuts. Now, again, what am I going to tell you? I'm going to sit down, and if I want to make these cards, then I'm just going to cut up a piece of paper at 3 inches, a piece of my black cardstock, and I'm going to run a whole bunch of those through at one time because it's easier. I'm always trying to find the best way to do my things that makes it easier, and I can do several at one time. So then get a bunch of black silhouettes. Okay, so that's the die cut part. All right, today we're going to only be using this little thinking of you and heartfelt love and caring thoughts are with you, and these little like dots. Okay, so I have already mounted those on my blocks so that they are ready to go. Makes it super easy, right? Then let's talk about the measurements of our card, and let's talk about the colors that we're going to use for our background. So the measurements of our card are very simple today. They are 8.5 this way, 5.5 this way, scored at 4 1/4. Very basic measurements. In the United States, one of the basic measurements. The card front that you're going to use is 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and then we have an inside piece that is 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. Now, I do have a little piece here that I want to fit into this frame. I'm going to trim it just a little bit there. This is just some of my extra, so I will have like extra pieces from when I'm doing a project, and I just kind of put those to the side. And so this is just one of my little extra pieces that's going to fit really nicely in this super cute frame that you can cut out as well. Isn't that adorable? So before we do our silhouette, why don't we go ahead and do our word, because it's nice to go ahead and get that out of the way, and it can actually go on the frame so that it's ready to go. So we're going to use our Stamparatus because why? Because it is your best friend. Of course it is. Or it should be because the Stamparatus really is quite phenomenal. So the thinking of you, that's what I want to use on there is thinking of you. We're going to put that down. We've got our magnet holding it in place. We're going to put that down. And we're actually going to use Blackberry Bliss. So we've got some nice colors today that's going to create a background, and I'll go over those. They are mentioned up there at the top, so you can actually see them as well. And so we're going to actually create this really cool like silhouette background. There you go. Beautiful thinking of you. The Stamparatus is really handy at all times. I use it even just to stamp on because it gives me a solid base. No matter what table you might be using, there could be like cracks and crevices or, odd spots on the table. So I actually use my Stamparatus all the time, but it's perfect when you're wanting to lay down words and that kind of stuff as well. Okay, so that was super simple. So we're going to get that out of the way. We'll actually come back and we'll use it for our other words here in just a little bit. But for now, let's go ahead and use our glue, which is always in my magic box. I kind of didn't go over all my things in the magic box. I will tell them as I'm using them today. I always have glue because here in Ohio, the weather is always changing, like seriously always changing. And so for me, I just find that the glue holds my stuff together all the time. There's no question that my card's falling apart, which of course I don't want my cards to fall apart. So look how cute that looks in my little tag. And I have dimensionals in my handy dandy magic box today. And I'm actually going to attach dimensionals so that it is ready to go. So that is a piece all ready for me to go. Okay, let's move our glue momentarily. And let's talk about our colors for this silhouette we're going to use. So we're actually going to be doing a big piece and a small piece, and I'm actually going to do them at the same time. I've got all my black pieces cut out, so that would be the first thing I would do with my card is have a ton of these black pieces cut out so I can go back and choose what I want to use. So for this background, we're going to actually create what I call like a sunrise sunset look. We're going to use fresh freesia. We're going to use pale papaya. We're going to use coastal cabana, and we're going to use blackberry bliss. Okay, so those are the main colors that we're using today. We're going to create this gorgeous background. I'm super excited to show this to you because it's actually really, really simple. So what we're going to use today is our blender brushes. These are my favorite. They're uber soft. They're ridiculously soft, and they clean really well. Now, I did not have them in my box because I just used them, and so I would clean them before I put them in my box. So, excuse me. So I didn't get like on my paper. I didn't get extra on my paper. So we're going to start with fresh freesia. And all you're doing, you see that I'm just like picking up color on my brush. And then I'm just going to do, and I like doing a circular motion. Now that is what works for me. You can do whatever you want. Like if you get the brushes and you kind of experiment with the brushes and you're like, oh, I like how this feels, or this, this feels good in my hand like this works well for me. That's really all that it is about, is you're just experimenting. And the more you go over, you will start to see like this beautiful color pick up. I'm so sorry. I have really been struggling. The heat got super, super high this week. And I had to be out in it, which is not great for the asthmatic girl. So I've actually really been struggling this week. I wasn't even sure I was going to do a video because I've been so worn out. But I'm glad to be here with you guys. Glad to be here with you. Okay, then we're going to go to, I'm going to move fresh freesia, but I may come back to it. So I don't close anything up until I'm completely done. I'm going to go to the peel papaya. And you're literally just creating rows, but you'll start to see how it blends. Like as you put the color down, so when I put the pale papaya down, like so, look how beautiful that is. Then I come back with my fresh freesia and I blend up into that pale papaya. So, so pretty. And you know what? I forgot. I have my little card because we're going to do the exact same thing. So we should be doing that at the same time. So let's come back with our fresh freesia in the little card for the inside, because we're just going to kind of mimic the look that we're doing. I'm sorry, it's so shaky. Like my whole camera's like, hello, you're being very shaky uh, with your creativity today. Creativity. Okay, so then we're going to come along with that, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I like bringing that fresh freesia back up into that pale papaya. The nice thing with these colors is you can do a layer of colors and then you can always come back to it. So I always start out lighter and then you can come back. So that's the beauty of it. So now we're going to do Coastal Cabana. So I did list them in the order of which I use them. And Coastal Cabana, I'm pretty much almost going to go to the very tippy top, light at the top, because we're going to bring another color in. But that's where I'm going to leave that. And then I'm going to actually come back in with the pale papaya. And I'm going to go up into the Coastal Cabana. So, so pretty. Okay, so let's do the Coastal Cabana on this one. Same thing, we're going to do our colors and very light at the top. You'll see why I'm going to bring another color in at the top. But you want a nice deep color in the Coastal Cabana area. And then at the top, you're going to bring something else back in there. So you can leave that. And then we've got our pale papaya. I am loving the look of this. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I'm going to call that done. I'm going to put my brushes over here. I'm going to close these colors up because we're actually done with those three colors. And then Blackberry Bliss is our kind of main staple today that we want to bring in. And it kind of closes everything up. It kind of pulls it all together. So the Blackberry Bliss, I'm actually going to turn it so it could start here at the top. I actually am just doing a light dusting of the Blackberry Bliss. So just kind of closing in on my colors. And then I took this and I kind of edged around here on my colors, a little bit on the bottom, edged around on my colors just to kind of close in all the color mix. Now, isn't that beautiful? That definitely feels like a sunrise, sunset perhaps. Just simple, super, super simple. This really is not a hard card, you guys, but it is Over the Moon because we use die cuts. But truthfully, it's actually a very, very simple card that I love. I just love how it turned out. So there we go with that. You know what? I feel like I want to come back in with my Coastal Cabana. And so there you go. So you can do your card, and then once you do your colors, you can be like, yeah, I kind of want to even that out with the Coastal Cabana. Yep, I like that better. It needed a little evening out. So this is just your personal preference, but I did want to show you how to create this kind of beautiful background. I'm sure you've seen these before that you're like, wow, it's like a really pretty like sunrise sunset kind of look. Well, that's how you do it. All right, so now while we've still got our Blackberry Bliss out, I'm going to go along with these dots. Now, these dots are seriously just like a little extra, but I kind of love the dots. The dots just give a little like splash in the background, which I think is super, super fun. I love it. I don't know why. I just think it has like a really neat feel to it. And I think it just adds something. So this is one of those sets that has that kind of like little extra pieces, like these kind of like background pieces that you're like, I don't know, what would I really do with those? Well, here you go. This is what you would do with them. So I'm going to do the same thing inside. I'm just going to give like a couple of background pieces here in here, and then we're going to start attaching because we're actually almost done with our card. Isn't that crazy? Now with this piece, well, we've got a Blackberry Bliss. Let's pull our plate back out because we're going to do another word inside. I want to do a really pretty saying inside. So, heartfelt, loving, caring thoughts are with you. And that could be for anything. I mean, the nice thing with that saying is it can be pretty general. So, we're going to pick it up on our plate. And then we're going to use Blackberry Bliss. So, Blackberry Bliss is kind of the main color of the day. And then we had our other colors to kind of create all of our beautiful shadow effect. Look how pretty that is. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so believe it or not, we're actually done with the stamping. How crazy is that? And actually, I'm going to move this because we can put our card together. So we're actually done with the Stamparatus even. We're just going to put our card all together now. So we'll get that out of the way as well. All right, so how do we put this card together to create a silhouette card? That's what we've got going on. We want to create this beautiful silhouette card. So we're going to come out with our glue, and we're going to glue this piece onto, this is Fresh Freesia, by the way, one of the beautiful new in colors. If you've not had a chance to check out the beautiful new in colors, you definitely want to check them out. They're really pretty. The Pale Papaya that I used is also one of the new in colors. So really, really beautiful combination. And look how pretty that already looks. Just super, super soft and pretty. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to put our card inside. And see what I did there? Because you did this little stamping on the side. It actually looks like it kind of blends in with the card. Just like a fun, like, oh, look, the whole card just all goes together. Super, super simple. I love it. I love it. This card just really caught my eye. I thought it was so, so pretty. Now, for the inside, we're going to go ahead and do a couple of silhouette pieces. There is no right or wrong with your silhouette pieces. This is just kind of really whatever catches your eye or whatever you fancy. Now, one of the things that I could have done, and I sometimes forget about it, I'm just going to be super, super honest with you. We have these adhesive sheets, so you can actually attach the adhesive sheet to your paper before you put it through the cotton boss machine. And what does that do for you? It makes it like a sticker already, so you are not necessarily messing with the glue. Now, it's not too bad today. I'm not super sad about it, but it definitely would have helped me. But I had already cut these out, so that is what I get today. But I do need to remember we have this adhesive sheet. So there you go. There's the confession of the multi-crafter. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I bought those. And I forgot I had them. So there you go. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to figure out what I want in the front. That is actually probably going to help me to decide the extra piece that I'm going to use. I do have a card over here that I am peeking at that I do not want you to see just yet because I want it to be a wow factor for you. So I know I want to use that. I already have one of those, so we don't need to use that one. Maybe use that. Oh, yes. And maybe that one. Okay, nice. So I was just trying to decide what I had so that I could decide what to use inside. Because I'm going to use another piece over here. And then with those pieces that you saw me do up at the top, we're actually going to create this beautiful silhouette on the outside. Really stunza, you guys. Like super, super stunza. Okay, and so we didn't want to cover up the words. So I was just trying to go across where I wasn't covering up the words, and I need to get just a little bit of sticky glue on there to stick that down. Hold it for a minute. Isn't this beautiful already with the black? Sometimes you kind of forget, but that black silhouette just has like this really wow effect. And of course, purple is, you know, yeah, Purple is my favorite, so I think it's really pretty, but I do just think it's really pretty on the purple. Okay, so that is the inside of your card already. Look how pretty that is with this really like soft silhouette with that black. I am loving it. All right, now here's the thing with these pieces. We want to come back with our dimensionals, and we want, now these are the mini for a reason. The mini dimensionals are very important on these because you don't want it to show, and I love that the dimensionals are black, so when you're using this black silhouette you actually won't be able to tell they're there once I pull that backing off, which is exactly what you're going for. Now, if you notice, I am doing the dimensionals only at the top. The bottoms, excuse me, are actually going to go down. So we're going to create this little bouquet. I'm going to start with this middle piece. I'm just going to peel the backing off and see, like, once the backing's off, you can't even tell. So these black dimensionals, super, super cool. They come in a package with a mini and regular, excuse me, all in one package. So that's lovely because you get both sizes at one time. But see, you couldn't even tell. Like, you would not know that they're dimensionals except if I hit the light and you see like the shiny part. So that's super cool. Now this piece I want right in, kind of in the middle, and then I'm going to take my glue because I just want a little bit at the bottom for it to stick down, and I'm just going to hold it for just a minute, not even a minute, just a few seconds. All right, so there starts the silhouette. Okay, now I'm going to take this guy, and same thing, I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of glue on the bottom, and I'm going to come over with him, and I kind of want to go like sideways because you want it to stay in the card, obviously. Like, you don't want it to go over the card, but I kind of want to go sideways. And you know what? With the dimensional, I'm actually going to go under and do that on the top. Look how cute that is. So that gives you a little bit of room. The dimensionals have a little bit of moment where you can like unstick them and like put it back in. Loving it, loving it. Okay, then we'll do this guy, same thing. We're just gonna like pull off our dimensionals there, like a fuzzy in there. Okay, and then the same thing is gonna happen. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna kind of lift up on this for a nanosecond, and I'm going to kind of bring that in. So you can kind of move your stuff around to get the look you want to go for. So we'll do this that kind of holds down that piece. Look how pretty that is. And we'll do just a little bit, but remember we've got that tag that's also going to go in here. So the tag is kind of brilliant because it covers up. I don't love, yeah, I don't love the bottom of that necessarily. I don't love that, but it's going to cover that up, and then you're going to be like, hello to that brilliancy. Okay, so then, because I don't, like, you could have that. I don't think it looks horrible. In fact, I think I will actually, so you don't have as much stuff, I'll actually cut that off, and then that makes it less like bulky underneath the tag. You can do that. It's your card, and you're like creating something brilliant. Nobody knows it's underneath there. That's what you kind of got to remind yourself when you like start creating things. Like, you're like, oh, well, nobody knows it's under there, guys. So now this I don't mind a little bit. Like, I like a little bit showing these, and it looks like you created this beautiful flower piece. And then this guy, he needs to go down for just a minute. So we're just gonna hold him for just a minute. Okay, look at how gorgeous your silhouette card is. You guys, super, super simple. And then we need a little butterfly on there. I'm trying to decide where our butterfly should be. Oh, that's very pretty. kind of liked him over there. Okay, we'll do our butterfly there. Guess what? We're done with our silhouette card. Hello, brilliant. Okay, silhouette card. Super, super simple. Got a couple because they look different. You just do a little different, the darkness of how you do your coloring. So no card is going to look the same. Take a picture. How cool is that? So this is a silhouette card with the Quiet Meadow set. And the highlight is these die cuts because we just use a little bit of stamping, we use a little bit of coloring, changed out, it changes the look of what you're doing. But isn't that a stunner? Super, super exciting, you guys. Okay, let's go to the front screen. Thank you for joining me today on this Over the Moon adventure with Stampin' Up. I'm telling you, this Quiet Meadow, I think, is a quiet, brilliant set that I think you could miss. So I hope you go and check that out in the annual catalog. And I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. What I'm going to tell you to do, go and make the world a better place with your unique, beautiful you. Go and make the world a better place, my friend. And until I see you next week, I bid you adieu.